Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be diving into a hilarious and suspenseful ride of real estate sisters where ambition takes a turn for the worst. If you're new to the channel, please do consider subscribing, and of course to all of the returning subscribers, it's always a blast to have you all here, and thank you for joining me once again. Without wasting any more time, let's get into it. Set in Pretoria, the story centers around sisters Malebo and Lerato, who are struggling real estate agents trying to go from selling rundown apartments to ultimately making it in that business. The opening scene starts off with the sisters being under interrogation conducted by Detective Motsepe in connection with a lifeless body found on the property in their care. The movie then takes us to 2 weeks before this incident takes place, and Lerato's re-established at home, preparing herself as she's about to take clients on an apartment tour. Elsewhere, Malebo, who leases back rooms, is on the verge of losing her job as she's continuously failing to collect rent money from uncooperative tenants. Meanwhile, Lerato seems to be selling a dingy apartment.
The kitchen is very vintagey.
Failing to convince her clients, who are already unimpressed, she forces to entice them with hair bundles from her other side hustle. But this rejection doesn't seem to faze her, as she remains optimistic when she joins her sister for drinks later on.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna be rich soon, Libs.
Her ambition of becoming a real estate mogul is what drives her to keep on pushing forward. Malebo's long-term baby daddy, Boyki, eventually joins the ladies. It is here where we find out that Malebo has a lifelong wish of being able to afford her dream wedding, which causes Lerato to pressurize Boyki into getting the promotion at work, which will allow him to generate a higher income to make this all happen. It is at this point where Lerato gets invited to an interview for a high-ranking real estate firm, and this was a sign that things were starting to look up for her again. However, this quickly turns sour when she seems to be lacking in experience and qualifications, and it became apparent that she won't be getting hired for a real estate position. Therefore, she rejects this offer because her self-respect means so much more. A handsome man named Stone Sigale sends her a drink at the restaurant this interview took place, as he was drawn to her feisty attitude. He then introduces himself as a businessman in pharmaceuticals. He manages to charm her, and as they start to get to know each other, they realize that they share the same aspirations of making it big in the city. They spend more time together, and one night they decide to go clubbing with Malebo and Boyki. It is here where Malebo warns her little sister to be cautious of Stone because something just seemed to be a bit off about him. He also shares a brief moment with a well-known socialite, Sizwe Dumbuza, and this interaction comes into question as the plot unfolds. Regardless of this suspicion, they party the night away, and Lerato ends up at Stone's mansion. However, the next morning, Stone seems to be a bit distant, which shocks Lerato at first, but she soon shrugs it off. Upon hearing about Sizwe Dumbuza's disappearance over a news report, he decides to hand over his house keys to her so that she can sell it, which is an opportunity of a lifetime because from that generous commission, she'll be able to finally launch her own firm. Unfortunately, Malebo's boss is fed up with her dwindling work performance as she's still unable to get tenants to pay up.
You are fired.
This leads her to join her sister in her quest of selling this elite property. After reaching an agreement, the sisters put everything into selling this mansion. They eventually have their first open house.
Is embodied in the suburb.
And while giving a house tour, Lerato makes a shocking discovery. In a state of panic, Malebo suggests alerting the authorities, but Lerato comes up with an alternative of putting the blame on a prospective buyer known as Mrs. D once she claims ownership of the property. In the same breath, Stone is nowhere to be found, and this leaves the sisters questioning if he wanted to get rid of the evidence by selling the house. Little do they know that Detective Motsepe and his team has also been on his trail for a while now. The sisters' bond is at the center of the story, and the actors' portrayal of sisterhood is natural and relatable. It really feels like they've known each other their entire lives, which makes it easy for us to root for them, but their morality comes into question in the face of danger, all in the name of achieving their goals. And something that I was captivated by was the sibling relationship that they had, because it was depicted in a positive light, because recently the sibling rivalry theme has been rife in a lot of stories, so that was kind of refreshing. And another positive representation would be Boyki's character, because you kind of see that that he's trying to do the right thing, but unfortunately finances are in the way. And then with Lerato, she got somebody who actually had money, but unfortunately it had ties to trouble. And so you kind of see those different worlds through the sisters. I don't want to lie, I don't know if I trusted Mrs. D at first. I was suspicious of her too. I was like, do they really have money or what's going on? Overall, it's a diverse cast showcasing that despite some cultural differences, people can still come together if there's a shared objective. There's also some standout fashion moments from Lerato as well with his sister, especially when they were collaborating. They would have like matching sets. That was a nice touch. The humor is well implemented, and that could also be attributed to the sound design. The song selection would make you bop your head along as the scenes transition. The cinematography was used to enhance the beautiful scenery of the city, which I liked. All in all, the film just makes a nod at the current working culture, and we get a glimpse into the real estate industry as well. There's just this relatability about the film that you feel like, yeah, this hits close to home. Do let me know what you guys think about this movie down below. Thank you so much if you made it up to this point. Don't forget to subscribe, to share, to like, and I'll see you guys next time.